Good afternoon, South Africa. So I landed, woo! Yay. Yes, I landed from London this morning. So I've been here for 5 hours. I'm loving it. So hopefully you love me as much as I love South Africa so I can come back.
Love you, Fred.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Frederick Afrifa, and I'm going to be talking to you guys about the future. The theme of this conference is Future Unwritten, which I think is absolutely beautiful, because if the future is unwritten, then we can take these back. We live in a world where a lot of the times we've given our pens away to society, to luck. But if the future is unwritten, then we can write our own future. One way to do it is, I believe, by doing this, mastering what I call the last human advantage, which is your ability to communicate. Now, let's be honest. In your organizations, you're already automating all of the technical things that we can do. But what we can't automate yet is our ability to speak and communicate. In the social media age that we live in now, best known will always beat best. I was in Holland last month with my wife, and we went to all of the TikTok viral restaurants. Her idea. Now, there were other restaurants that maybe were as good, but they weren't as well known. As a result, they didn't get the clients. We live in a digital age where being human is what's going to allow you to be best known. So your future, your business's future, is determined by your ability to communicate under pressure. Now, how do I know this? I grew up in Milan, in Italy. Great pasta. But one of the challenges is that we were the only African families in the area. So very shy and introverted. Kids tease me for the color of my skin on a regular basis, so my confidence was at an all-time low. Age 12, my family thought it's time for a change. We're moving to London. I had never been to London, so this is what I thought all of London looked like. I was really excited. And then I get to London, and my dad said, "Son, welcome to Brixton." Now, if you've never been there before, rather than it looking like this, it looked more like this. A lot of crime. But fortunately, one thing I was blessed with was I could run fast. And actually, I turned that into a career. I became a professional sprinter. In 2019, I was national champion in Italy, the year before the Olympics. Perfect timing. Thank you. But in February 2020, I got COVID. And my performances plummeted after that. I missed out on the Olympics, and 2 weeks later, I got dropped by my sponsor. In an attempt to rebuild myself, I thought, what do I want to do? This shy, introverted kid. I was a delivery driver. I couldn't speak to people. And someone told me, if you let your shyness get in the way, no one will ever see how excellent you are. And I know there are many people in the room right now that are brilliant at what they do. Put them in front of 10 strangers, 10 senior stakeholders, 10 investors, they start to tremble. So we need to work on our ability to speak under pressure. Now, how did I get better? By speaking. I started speaking in schools. I started speaking in churches. I was speaking for free until someone paid. Hey. And then I started to teach people how to speak. I taught them all the things that I learned. And then I started working with big organizations. But I told you, best known will always beat best. So even though I was good, people didn't know me. So I applied for one of the biggest business shows in the UK, The Apprentice. 7 million people watch this show every single week. Now, when applying, my dad took this picture of me really bad. I'm not that short, I promise. But anyways, I got onto the show. I didn't win the money, but the main judge of the show, Lord Sugar, praised me for my pitch, what people are calling one of the best pitches in Apprentice history. And now, all of a sudden, I had the visibility. So then I was working with London School of Economics, the #1 university in the United Kingdom. I was getting hired by number 10. This is the equivalent of going into the White House and training government on how to speak well and communicate. This kid that moved to the UK at 12 and didn't speak any English was helping English government officials speak English. So, we're going to get a little bit practical now, because you can't teach a kid how to ride a bike through a webinar. So, how can we get better at speaking and communicating under pressure? We're going to do a little bit of practice. Now, this is not exact neuroscience. I'm not a doctor, please. I've just simplified it so we all understand what's happening in our brain when we're under pressure. Why is it that in front of our friends and family we can speak, but in front of senior stakeholders, we shake? There are 3 systems that we need to understand operate when we speak. The first system is the parietal system. This is where your intuition lies. This is the first system you develop as a kid. This is the same system that you use as an adult when you are walking home from your local train station or driving home from work. You can do it in autopilot. This is a system we must use when we communicate under pressure. However, the second system, which is the frontal cortex, is where the logic lies. This is the system that we develop at school. And because we're in education for so long, as adults, we think everything must come from frontal cortex. But actually, this is what makes us overthink. This is when you know the information, you know the project, you know the business, but then you start to second guess yourself. And then you activate the third system, which is the limbic brain. The chimp is the one that starts to panic. They're going to judge you. Keep quiet. They think you're silly. And we believe it. So we're going to do a very quick exercise to help us reignite our intuition. Because as children, we all used it, but as adults, we've forgotten how to use it. Now, listen very carefully. I'm only going to explain it once. This exercise is going to be in pairs. It's going to be called the chain game. One person will give the other person a word, any word. For example, shoe. Person 2 has 20 seconds to say a chain of words that associate with a shoe, if the word is shoe. So if someone told me shoe, I could say socks, running, football. You only have 20 seconds to say a chain of words that match the word that you're given. Is that clear? All right. So get into your pairs. You have 20 seconds starting from now. Give them the word, and they have 20 seconds. 15 seconds left. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Time. Okay, guys, because of time, I gotta go. Listen, I said to you, say a chain of words. What you heard is, say as many words as you can. You started to rush. That's what happens when we're under pressure, okay? Now listen, if you or your team speak to people for your job, especially if you're having commercial conversations where you're talking money, then this is not a nice to have. This is a critical skill. Not working on your communication skills is like Sifiwe Tsabalala not working on his cardio. Of course he did that. So your communication skills should match your technical knowledge. This is a life-changing skill, guys, and it changed my life. I have a closing tradition. I say believe in, and the crowd say greatness. I need you to say it with the warmth of South Africa, okay? Guys, I'm at an amazing conference with 500 people that believe in. Believe in. My name is Frederick Afrifa. See you guys soon. Thank you.